Hello and welcome to this week's Talking Codswallop. I am Gemma. Nice to speak to you again. Sorry that it's taken so long to actually get an episode out to you guys. Although I'm bubbly and happy right now, I have not been very well at all. So this is the reason why we've not had an episode for a while. And that because obviously James is still working on his magical projects that he's working on. So not the glory holes, though, not the glory holes. But yeah, he's quite busy with what he's doing at the moment. So it's kind of fallen a little bit on the wayside, but that doesn't mean that we don't love doing this anymore. And it also means that we still love you all. And you're the salty tadpoles, of course, we love you. But I just wanted to do a quick intro for this week's episode. And the reason why it's an intro is because Jamie Westwood very, very kindly allowed me to pinch a bit of his audio, and basically it was an episode that I was on of his podcast. At the time it was called Barfight, Superhero Barfight, sorry. He does the podcast with Tom Stevens, so it's Jamie and Tom that I should really thank, so thank you both. But basically, yeah, we've just not had the time to actually do a podcast at the moment. So it's just been a bit of a crazy time. So I'm really, really sorry. But, you know, we are trying to get there. But like I said, I've been so sick, and the long COVID is kicking my ass, and work is also kicking my ass as well. But going back to the podcast that Tom and Jamie do. So obviously, like I said, it was Superhero Barfight that I was actually on for this episode. However, they are now called, they're all rebranded and fancy now. So they're called the Chronicles of Podcast. So I'll share a little link in the bio. So if you guys want to go and check them out, they are doing some wonderful things over there. Incredible interviews. They have banter before, and then they have like they call it an audience participation. They call it an audience participation at the end. I cannot say the word participation. There we have it. But they are smashing it out of the park. They're really doing wonderful things over there on their podcast. So that's the Chronicles of Podcast. So yeah, go check them out. And again, really, really appreciate the fact that they have provided me with this audio of an episode that they did back in the day. So it's a lot of fun, and I think you guys are going to really enjoy it as well. So all fingers crossed. But before I move on to that episode, I do have a funny story that I have to tell you. This happened to me yesterday. So today's Saturday, and tomorrow you'll be listening to this. So this happened on Friday. I was driving back from Portland, and as I've mentioned previously, the whole thing with sticking a bag of dog poo on the back of the windscreen wiper. Well, I think you guys will remember that. If not, I'm going to remind you. So, because there's very little bins on Portland that you can actually dispose of dog waste. So, you know, that's the reason why people do it. It's not because it's like a weird fetish or something like that. But anyway, it started to rain. And it started to rain quite heavily. And I don't know whether it was the fact that the driver in front of me had forgotten that they had the dog poo on the back wiper, or if their car was one of those ones like mine that automatically the wiper blades start moving. But either way, the wiper blades started moving. It caught hold of the bag of poo and then started wiping all of the dog shit all over the back window. So yeah, if you feel like you're having a really shitty day today, think about that person who had to then go and clean that off. Oh, it did make me laugh. I was laughing all the way home. So yeah, that was a really, really fun thing to tell you. So I've been dying to sort of tell you that, and I was like, I have to record just so I can tell that story. And even if this was just a 5-minute episode, I think that would be worth it. But it isn't, and I'm going to now hand over to the wonderful Tom and Jamie and myself from way back in the future. Way back in the future. Gemma dumb fuck up. Way back in the past. So brace yourselves and wait for some giggles, because you're certainly going to have some. Thank you again for being so patient with us, and we will be back doing episodes properly again soon. And James has assured me that as well. So it's going to be, we're going to be at it again. So don't worry. But I do really appreciate the support and the love. And another quick thing as well. Sorry, Tom and Jamie, if you're listening. But another quick thing as well is because we've put all these sort of announcements on our social media. So if you're one of the people that do listen to us but don't follow us on social media, it's at Codswallop Pod. So that's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And we might be going on to Threads as well, but I need to get my arse into gear and get that sorted. But again, I haven't. I just want to die. I'm not going to die, but I feel awful. So anyway, without further ado, or to do, as James would say, please enjoy this next hour or so of entertainment. I love you. Bye.
Shall we get to it?
Why not?
This is how we do it.
And we've got another lady on the show.
Oh, 2 weeks in a row.
All right. Now, this week we talked to Gemma Williams, who is a very good friend and is also the host of Talking Codswallop podcast, which is an absolutely fun little listen. And it's such a British podcast because they literally moan about things. It's great.
Brilliant. I mean...
That's what it is. Let's moan about shit. Could you get much more British than that?
Yeah, very true. I think we're very well known for being a bunch of moaners, aren't we? So
precisely. So yeah, let's go talk to Gemma.
Ladies and gentlemen, interviewing this week from the Talking Codswallop podcast, it's Miss Gemma Williams. Yeah, no, we don't need that. Also, you realise, because again we're on the clock, that you can't go for toilet breaks during this.
I'll try my best. I haven't had as much water today. I should be fine. I had drank 3 litres of fucking water before yesterday's recording. Jesus Christ.
And last week's interview.
Yeah, and last week's.
Yeah, so, come on.
I made the conscious effort today. I was like, no water before we start recording because I'm not running off for a piss again.
But yeah, basically, Gemma, what's happened is last night we recorded our show, and last week, basically halfway through our interview, was like, so guys, I kind of need to go for a piss. So yeah, great. We're in the flow, and then he comes back. We're like, oh yeah. So anyway, yeah. So what were we doing? What's going on? What's happening? Is this Earth? What?
Well, at least though, because I used to have, because Tom, I'm not sure if you listen to me our show or not, and it doesn't matter if you don't, but I'd prefer it if you did, of course, but quite often Andy, who used to be on the show, used to go to the toilet, he'd take his headset with him. And I'm listening through the audio that he's recorded, and it's like, oh, all I can hear is Andy Wing.
Okay, at least it wasn't like, yes, so.
No, he wasn't. He'd like say, "Oh, I need to go to the loo," and I was like, "All right, go on then," because then James would go off and I would do whatever. But yeah, quite often it was his audio, and it was like, psst, and I was like, seriously.
As you can all hear, my water feature in the background, just doing its thing. Yeah, I'm recording outside.
And I almost felt like I needed to listen to it all just to hear if he washed his hands or not.
Happy birthday to me. Yeah.
Oh dear. Is this how you start the show, or is this am I just okay? I think I'm just taking over.
No, let's do it. This is how we start the interview. Yeah, this is how we start the interview now, Jamie. So this is it.
All right, welcome to this week's Talking Codswallop.
Wrong show. Welcome, Gemma Williams, to Superhero Barfight. Is more like it.
Yes. Woo!
How the devil are you, miss?
I am good, thank you. I am feeling much better because a little while ago I wasn't very well, but unlike Tom, it wasn't the coronavirus, so that was good.
Oh, you don't even want to even like have a sniff of what that's like. Trust me. So
No,
I really hope you get it.
I definitely don't want the Fanta wheeze. The Lucozade wheeze, sorry.
I said so. No, right. That bio, whatever the fuck it was that solidified, wasn't Lucas. I don't think I'd started Lucozade then. I started Lucozade the day after. So yeah, it was like Fanta sick. It was it was weirdly, oddly cool. Just to be able to vomit something that's liquid, as soon as it hits something, it solidifies immediately. So it was weird.
Yeah.
Delicious. What a way to start an interview. All right, we're here, we're on, we're going.
See, I'm just used to being random anyway, so I'm just, the random conversations are going to happen with me. Sorry.
That's good. That's how we should do things. Anyway, I think if it's more structured, if you structure shit, you go like, yeah. So, right. Yeah. The next part was, So, tell me about your cats. I have no fucking idea. That's just ridiculous. So, we tend to talk, apparently, according to Jamie, your show is admittedly okay. I've listened to one episode. I admit.
Wasn't the one with Jamie on it?
No, it was the week.
No, like that, is it?
I don't need to fucking hear that voice fucking every single, I hear it enough doing this fucking show. Let's listen to him again. But yeah, I've forgotten where I was going with this.
My podcast is called Talking Codswallop, and I think that's where you were going with it.
That was, yeah. So everybody, what a great interview. So everyone, if you go listen to Codswallop on Spotify, on Podbean, and everything, it's been wonderful having you, Gemma. Thank you so much.
You're absolutely welcome.
That's the only reason we came here, was just to plug your show. That was it.
Oh, pretty much, yeah. See you later, guys.
Bye. No, I do believe Jamie actually did construct some sort of interview to have with you because, we're not that rude here. Fucking hell.
I wrote like 3 questions. I won't go that far.
Is that it? Please, Mr. Westwood, please do continue.
Well, all I was going to ask really is, obviously, you've just said you are the host of Talking Codswallop. So how did you discover podcasts?
I think through the same way that you did, potentially. I think, well, for me, it was Tell 'em Steve Dave first, that podcast.
Yeah.
And then I found out about, well, I didn't find out about Kevin Smith. I knew about Kevin Smith way before. But it was like I found out that he was doing podcasts, let's say. And I just thought to myself, well, it sounds like something that I would be interested in doing. Teamed up with originally the first ever podcast that I ever did. And I won't promote it because I didn't really like being on that show. So, but anyway, well, I suppose I can promote it. It was called Hullabaloo. And there was 3 Americans, 1 Canadian, and myself. So we all started this podcast together, but we could only do it sort of every other week because of the time differences and things. And I kind of wanted to do something on a weekly basis, and I wanted it to be my own thing. So that's where I came up with the idea of Talking Codswallop. And I think, it's quite a good name for what we represent, really, because we talk a lot of bollocks.
How did you get up? So Hullabaloo, I know you don't really want to promote it, so no one listens to that show, but how did you become a part of that then? I'm assuming people you know or don't know, or?
It was people that I knew through Tell 'em Steve Dave. So we all, it's called, either of you listeners of that podcast or...
I used to listen to it. I don't listen to it anymore.
Well, because the listeners are called ants, as in the little creatures that run around, not aunties and uncles. And so it was like a big community that we were all part of, that we'd all sort of talk on Twitter and things like that. And these were the people that I spoke to quite often. There was one guy that I didn't, but, our friendships sort of began over the shows, and then the demise of the show. So basically it was a horrible falling out, which is why that experience wasn't overly great for me. But at the same time, it is also part of my journey as to how I got here. So I'm glad it happened, because otherwise I don't think I would be enjoying podcasting as much as I do now. So it's light at the end of the tunnel.
I think a lot of podcasters have got a terrible start, to be fair. My first podcast, oh my God, I did it on my own and it was just awful.
Yeah.
I listen back now and I'm just like, why?
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. And you got Scotch, I hope I say his name right, Shifo,
yeah.
Yeah.
As your first guest, which is unbelievable for your first ever show ever.
I know, but I listened back to it not that long ago and I cringed so bad. I feel like I probably offended him at one point. It was so bad.
I don't reckon. But, sorry.
It's all good. As I say, it's just one of them things, isn't it? We all have those beginnings.
Yeah. It's just what you choose to do with it, isn't it? So, yeah. You can either sort of put your head down and go, oh, well, that didn't work, I'm never going to do that again, or just pull your feet up and get on with it. And, that's what you did 5 years later or whatever it was.
Oh, yeah, something like that,
yeah. It doesn't matter, though. But, because Talking Codswallop, I started that on my own, first of all.
I was going to say, I've heard you say over the episodes, like, how much the show's changed. Because you're like, how many episodes do you want now? I know it's over 100, but I can't remember what number.
I think it was 115 that we released this week.
So it's mightily impressive.
So yeah.
So I know you started it on your own, and I know James and Andy came on board at one point, and now it's just you and James. So,
yeah.
How did it start? What was the premise when it first started?
Just because what I wanted to do initially was speak to different people every single week. So like interview people, but get to hear their stories and get their stories out there, obviously, if they wanted to. And just be silly, play a few games and, just malark around sort of thing. And, like you were saying how he has got, I think it's Chiavo, but I always say his name wrong as well. So, but it's like on episode 5 at the beginning of the Talking Codswallop, I managed to get Ralph Garman. And
episode 5?
Episode 5, yeah.
Nice.
But that was only because I'd helped him out quite a lot with his project, The Ralph Report. So there you go, I promote other shows as well. But still that kind of that paid and worked in my favour as well. And and then I kind of I was doing it every week and I was banking all these episodes, and then I kind of got overwhelmed because I had so many episodes that I was banking and things like that I just thought I need to have something that's a little bit more fresher. And then James had reached out to me because he was on a different podcast. I can't remember the name of it, sorry, but he was on this other podcast anyway, so he was reaching out about stuff. And I said, well, why didn't you come on to my show just for one episode? It was we were reviewing Mallrats and I think it was Jay and Silent Bob.
Okay.
So we were reviewing the two films, and he kind of just hit it off. We seemed to have kind of a bit of banter between us and things like that. So I thought, well, why not ask him if he wants to become a permanent feature, And he did. So that was good. And then the same way with Andy, really. I just felt there was kind of like if James ever listens to this, I hope he never ever thinks I'm disrespecting him or anything. But it's kind of like I'm quite a bouncy, bubbly person, whereas James is quite. I don't know. I can't think of the word to say, but he's.
I know what you mean because I listen to the show. I know exactly what you mean. I'm trying to think how you could word it.
Yeah, he's kind of straight-laced, I guess, or like he laughs and he has a really good sense of humor, but sometimes it's kind of like you go, oh, I don't know if he actually got, if he found that funny or whatever, and it's like, oh, that's kind of burst my bubble. So at that point I was kind of like, I feel as though we need a third person, And that was Andy, of course. And Andy gave me the opportunity of like bouncing off of someone, pardon the pun. It wasn't like that. But also really brought James out of his shell as well. So he was kind of the glue that put us together, if you know what I mean. And then he fucked off and left. No, I'm joking.
Imagine
Sorry.
finding the grumpiest man in Britain to hold you all together.
I know. And when I say fucked off and left, that was just a joke for anybody who doesn't listen. So, yeah, we do take the piss out of him all the time. And we are still friends. So, yeah, that was my long-winded reason why I started.
Wonderful. So, who came up with the idea then to just... As I described in the episode, it's the most British podcast I can think of because it's basically an hour or however long of moaning about things. It's wonderful. So who brought that idea to the table?
I think it was just a natural idea that just came out. I think it was myself, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it was myself actually. Because I was just thinking, well, codswallop obviously means, you know, shit and stuff like that. So why don't we make a segment of what a load of codswallop that, you know, people can we can have our little rants and raves of what's pissed us off during the week, but also gives us the option for, well, then the listeners, but now the salty tadpoles to
I do love that name.
Yeah, I do too. That was an Andy one, so I've got to give him credit for that. But yeah, it just gave people an opportunity to have a little moan, but have a laugh at the same time while moaning. So yeah,
love it. It's like British, it's comedy, and it's therapeutic all at the same time. It's wonderful.
Yeah, well, hopefully, thank you. I try.
Well, you already know I'm a big fan of the show. Obviously, been on it. I've graffitied Birmingham with stickers.
Yes. And Tom's just like James, he doesn't listen, so whatever.
What are you trying to say?
I said, well, you listened to that one episode and you didn't say which one, to be fair, but
95, I think. Jamie was on 94, I think, and I listened to 95.
Oh, okay, so you listened to the one after Jamie was on.
Yeah, because I don't want to listen to this fucking person. I have to do it every week anyway. Deal with him on a regular basis, messaging me and stuff. Like, we should do this idea. It's like, oh, fuck him again.
So loved right now.
Oh, mate, you have no idea. So I thought joining the USAC community would mean that basically I could go, right, I know more people now. So, Barfight, yeah, I think you might even be a host for that. No, I'm joking. I'm only kidding. It's all love. It's all love. Yeah, but I'm going to indulge into your show more because I like listening to people moan about shit. It makes me laugh. So,
okay.
Yeah, I will indulge
car
more.
trouble.
I do massively apologise. What was that, car trouble?
I was going to say, you'll especially like it if you love hearing about people's car troubles.
Yeah.
Okay. If someone doesn't drive, it's all right. I'll try and join in somehow.
Well, just think of it as, instead of car trouble, having walking issues.
Okay, right, done. Yeah,
okay.
I can make a comparison.
Yeah, but we also do a it's like a sub thing within the podcast as well, which is called Celluloid Codswallop. Just keeping with the brand of Codswallop, you know. But it's kind of where we do TV and film reviews. And just lately, there's been a lot of the ones that James has done, because he reviewed all of the Picard episodes. But I wasn't interested in Picard, so that's why I'm not actually on those shows. But at the same time, you know, with lockdown and everything, it's been a bit tricky sort of recording and things. So it's actually been quite good to have those in the back catalogue to be able to release them. I keep pointing. Does that help?
Well, we can't see it, so no, not really.
I thought you could see. I do talk with my hands quite often. I sort of sit there and I'm like, stop it.
How are you coping with the whole lot? I know we weren't going to get onto it, but fuck it. How are you getting on with the whole lockdown?
Yeah, not too bad. I've had some really sad days and some really, you know, positive days. So I think because where I'm staying at the moment, I'm at my boyfriend's flat, which is a 1-bedroom flat. And at the weekends, we have his little boy over.
Okay.
And he's 4. And he is a lovely little boy, but in a 1-bed flat, it's so tiny to have a 4-year-old as well. And we can't go out and do anything. So it's kind of really tricky. But at the moment where I am, I'm an hour away from my family as well. So although I've been doing like FaceTime and Skype and things like that, I've really, really been struggling missing them, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not the same though, is it? It's all, you can do all the Zooms, all the FaceTimes, all the texting, that sort of stuff, but obviously it's not the same as actually being with them and that sort of thing. So
you miss having a hug, don't you, from like your family and stuff?
Yeah. So we're getting very real here on Superhero Barfight. Something we don't really do very often, but
sorry, but you asked.
Like, oh no, but, hey, there's nothing to apologise for. I generally was, wanting to know how you were and stuff. I saw that you said you'd been not very well with it. And I know a lot. Obviously, you're not alone. There are people out there that'll be there for you. We're here for you. We try and put smiles on people's faces on a weekly basis, even though listeners are down at the moment due to the fact that there is a lockdown and no one listens to podcasts, but still, fuck it. So, if I can make one person laugh, that makes me happy. So
Tom, you make me laugh every single week. I mean, Jamie, you do too, but Tom.
He's the comedy gold of the show, not me. So
no, Jamie, you both bounce off each other really well. That's what she said.
I mean, while we're on the subject of sucking each other off right now, but in all seriousness, though, there will always be here. So always reach out. If you ever need help, just reach out to us at USEC or even just as at Barfight. We're always we'll be. I can't speak again. I need to read a fucking dictionary. We will always be here no matter what. So that's the only real part, guy. We can get back to the shit now.
Yeah. Okay. But thank you. That is appreciated. So thank you.
Oh, not at all.
Very sweet of you.
Good job.
Yeah. And also, sorry, Jamie, I'm going to digress.
You digress. It's part of the show.
Hey. Yay!
Hey!
By the way, I have to say the decor in this place is beautiful. Big Dick's, whatever it's called. I do listen, but I can't remember.
Did you not read the sign above the door as you walked in?
I did. But yes, the decor is absolutely beautiful. But no, I was going to say
halfway in. It's a beautiful
that's it. Big Dick's halfway in. I remember now. It's such a mouthful, isn't it?
Literally.
No, I was just going to say to Tom with regards to, because you brought up last week's episode about buying comics and not reading them.
Yes.
And I am one of those people. But I've had to stop myself from buying comics purely and simply because I know I'm never going to read them. I will collect, I'm kind of like a collector. So I try to collect everything. So I knew that I had to kind of avoid comics. But I have got a couple that I'm like, I've got these and I'm not, and, I've never ever read them. I don't know why, but yeah.
It's weird, isn't it? It's really odd because, I collect The Walking Dead, I collect Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and that sort of thing, and I've got fucking loads of them, and I go, I need the next one, but I haven't actually started them yet.
Yeah,
it's such a weird. I'm so pleased that I'm not the only person. It's such a weird. It's how weird is that? It was mind blowing, really, because. I was reading one of my Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. ones and was like, why? I've had this about 5 years and I've never actually read the fucker. Yeah. And then you realise, you go, well, actually, I've got about 5 or 6 different sets of comics that I've never touched.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
It's mind-blowing. But no, I appreciate that because no one got back to me on that. So thank you very much. I was going to get back to you, but then I thought, I'll just wait until I do it on the show. Yeah, so all you Barfight listeners out there, you fuckers, right?
Including me.
Excluding Gemma and excluding Graham Arnold, right? Fucking talk to me. Why?
Pretty certain Ben Gummery commented as well.
Did Ben comment?
Pretty certain he did.
Oh, in this case then, Tom, you might have to just open your eyes and read stuff. Although you've just proven the fact that you don't want to read the comics, so you probably won't read the posts either, will you?
That's fine. I'm sorry. This is the show. That's fine. But if you did, massively apologise. Anyway, I believe we were talking about you, Gemma.
Yes, Jamie. Next question, please.
Yeah.
To be fair, that was all the questions really. I was just going to ask a bit about the show because as we did last week with Lucy, we decided to do this again because we had such a good laugh with it. We decided to put it out there to get some listener suggestions fights.
Yeah. And
I love these so much. There's some wonderful ones.
I was going to say, can I interrupt again?
Of course. My show, but I can go for it.
No, it was just about Lucy as well, because she said a joke. Because I was listening to part of the episode in the car, and my mum was on. Because I just wanted to get out of the flat for a few minutes, But my mum was on FaceTime. And so she could hear it. And basically, it was the bit when she said, I can't remember word for word, but she said, am I funny? And then she said, well, her partner said, well, you smell, like you look funny, you dress funny, and you smell funny.
You taste funny, I think it was.
Or taste funny, yeah. And my mum and myself absolutely roared listening to that. So she needs to keep that in everything. I just wanted to say that. That's amazing.
Lucy's hilarious. She's so funny.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. I'll be on my best behaviour now.
No, you won't.
No, I won't.
So I put this out to the You Suck universe and the Salty Tadpoles to see if anyone had some good stuff for us. Now, because you are the special guest, we'll go with your guys first. So, Carl Foley.
Yep.
He came up with Goofy versus Pluto. We've got a Mickey Mouse Clubhouse fight going on here. The two dogs.
Well, I mean, what is Goofy? Is Goofy a dog, first of all?
They're both a dog. It's just they decided to make one, can talk, and the other one to just stick him as a dog.
And walk around.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, that's quite a tough one, really, isn't it? Because Goofy's, really dumb.
He's very dumb.
Yeah, and Pluto's a dog. So, and, dogs are cool and that. I think probably Pluto will win. Because he would bark and scare Goofy, and then Goofy would just run off in his little car.
See, I was thinking Pluto, because I was thinking out of the two of them, if anyone's going to turn into an actual savage wild animal, it's going to be the one that is like a dog.
Yeah, I reckon.
Tom, what are you saying?
I don't remember. I can't remember what Pluto looks like. I know what Goofy looks like, because he wears dungarees and he's got a hat. And... yeah, for some reason my brain is really letting me down.
It's just a little yellow dog.
I'm going to say Pluto just because Goofy is an idiot.
Poor Goofy.
Yeah, I know.
He's just copying us, isn't he, Jamie?
Pretty much.
Shh, no. Don't give the game away. Fucking hell.
We've got two here from Bob Murden Brown.
Yep.
We've got Mr. Bean versus Borat.
Which I thought was fantastic. And you know what? I think that Mr. Bean would, because he would. Oh God, it's so hard, isn't it? To think on your feet. Okay, I'll give you guys a little bit more credit. You're actually really good at this.
That time we got our recognition.
Thank you.
Yeah, the award goes to. I don't know. I think it'd be quite fun to see Mr. Bean win a fight without speaking and only going, and he's there with his teddy and his mini, But
I struggled to think of one on this one.
Yeah.
I had the image of Borat trying to stick him in a burlap sack, but then Mr. Bean's not Pamela Anderson, so.
No, exactly. But to be fair, I never really watched Borat, so I know of him, but I don't know.
The movie years ago, but I remember that and the naked hallway fight, and that's about it.
Okay. Yeah.
What are you thinking on this one, Tom?
Borat, because you'll come out in a mankini and Bean will run off scared.
I do remember that. I don't know why that image is so burnt into my brain, but I remember that.
It's normally wank material. But basically, yeah, because Bean won't know what to do with himself. He'll get wide-eyed, look around like he does while running around, like, from side to side, then he'll fuck off. So, Borat for me.
Borat wins by default.
By mankini, yeah.
I'm going to put a twist on this. Bean's going to run away. He's going to get in his car, and he's going to accidentally, because it's Mr. Bean, run Borat over.
Right, and then blame it on Teddy.
Just in a panic drive, and Borat's going to get in the way.
Yeah, that's not a bad shout, actually.
What we think, Gemma?
I like that. I like that. Yeah, I'm going to stick with Mr. Bean, because I still in my head trying to see him trying to fight without having to say anything would be quite funny still to me. So
it's the one of them that probably all of these. I can't work out why they'd even have a fight.
No. No.
And we've got another one from Bob here, and I like this one. Mr. Blobby versus Barney the dinosaur.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Anyone not from England is probably confused the fuck as to who the hell Mr. Blobby is.
I think at that point you need to put in a little bit of Mr. Blobby's song.
I had that on cassette single when I was a kid. I can't believe I just admitted that.
Oh, me too. Don't worry. And I used to play it on repeat. I used to drive my mum and dad up the wall. So there you go. Oh, come back to me. I'll have a little think and I'll come back to me.
What we thinking, Tom, on this horrifying?
Blobby all day.
Blobby?
Yeah, because Barney is, I love you. He's loving and caring. Blobby does not give a fucking shit. Blobby will come in, Blobby, and start destroying absolutely everything in sight. So if I remember rightly, wasn't he on This Morning or something? He was on Noel's house party as well, obviously. He just comes in and just fucks shit up everywhere he goes. Doesn't he, really? I think nobody could really defeat him because he'll just fucking walk into you and wipe you out. He'll jump on you, he'll fucking smother you. Yeah, Blobby all day.
I can't argue against that.
That's my answer too.
I think Jamie, Gemma, to kill Jamie. This is how you kill Jamie. I believe Blobby was trained by Goose Lee. Listen to this episode to find out why that's so funny. Released Wednesday at 6 p.m.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh. I need to compose myself.
But yeah, Blobby all day. Nothing to beat Blobby all day.
I can't argue that. I think I know what Tom's next hero is going to be. Right, now, this one was submitted by my wife, so I felt like marital duties, I had to include it.
Yeah.
John Cena versus Drax the Destroyer.
Well, this one I really did put some thought into.
Oh, well,
because, of course, it was your wife. And I say that Drax, because John Cena is only acting and isn't really a fighter, whereas Drax is a real fighter. I know I've just offended people with the WWE fans.
Talking to two lifelong wrestling fans, but that's fine. That's fine.
I know. No, to be honest, I was only kind of semi-joking about that. But, it's kind of, it is more about the performance, isn't it? They're not real proper fighters, if you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
And
I come up with a draw for this one because it's John Cena, you can't see him. And Drax, he's going to stand so still that you can't see him. So they're never going to be able to have a fight anyway because they won't know where the other one is.
Oh, wow. There's that. But yeah, Drax, you definitely can see him.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, you're standing right there eating yogurt. I think it was one of the movie quotes. Or eating an apple or whatever.
Eating something.
Yeah.
On what we're thinking.
I've just checked John Cena's and Batista's win-loss record, and John Cena. Right, I'm joking. Obviously, Batista plays Drax. Obviously, it's really funny because my girlfriend Laura was like, "Oh my god, Drax really looks like that wrestler." Yeah.
There's a reason for that.
She'll fucking murder me for that, but it's all good. It's funny. But it's good. It's going to be Drax because Drax has got knives.
Very good point.
Yeah, and he's an alien, and he's massive. I know Cena's a bodybuilder as well, but Drax all day.
Yeah.
Which out of the two of them is hero? Out of John Cena and
Probably Cena.
Drax. Yeah, because
Probably Cena.
I was always thinking that about the Guardians, because although they are heroes, they started off naughty, didn't they? Naughty.
Well, they were a prison.
Ever so naughty.
But yeah, so it's kind of like they are baddies, but they're goodies. Oh, there you go.
Really
Yeah.
good point. I read that a lot. Yeah, I never thought about it that way.
Next, we've got this one's put in from Shona Bruno, Tom Bruno's wife. So
Okay.
we've got Nemo, as in Finding Nemo, versus
Yep.
Klaus from American Dad.
Klaus, because he's got all of the attitude, and Nemo is just swimming around looking for his dad, and he's always lost and everything. Whereas Klaus has got a bit of banter, He's got his flippers. He probably would smack Nemo quite around.
Yeah, I was agreeing with that. It wasn't Klaus like a reincarnation of a German officer or something like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
There you go.
he's German officer. He's winning. There's no doubt about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's going to be brutal.
Took my,
Say again.
you took my answer, Klaus, because he's German.
There you go.
You'll fuck him up.
Now, here's one Tom will like from Ryan Williams: Bender versus Johnny Five.
Who the fuck's
Um,
Don't know Johnny Five. Short Circuit.
Johnny Five is alive.
Oh, right. Yes, I do know who Johnny Bender all day.
Yeah, I agree
Yeah,
with
Bender as well.
Oh, my God. That's hands down Bender.
For a start, Bender's got legs. Doesn't Johnny Five just have wheels?
I think so.
Tracks. Is it tracks or is it wheels?
It's one of the two.
Shall I Google it?
Go for it. Go on.
Go for it.
Live on air. This is being Googled right now, ladies and gents.
Johnny Five is alive. Right.
I haven't seen that film in years.
No, I haven't either.
Weren't there multiple movies?
Yeah, I think there was at least about 3 of them, I think.
Yeah, it's tracks that he's got.
Tracked.
Yeah, so he's a bit like he's don't worry. That could be an edit for you, Jamie.
Gotta make him do some fucking work around here, eh?
Hey,
But equally, if you want to keep that in as well, that's fine.
I'll decide.
Yeah.
This one made me laugh quite a lot. Again from Shona Bruno. Johnny Bravo versus Elvis Presley.
That is a good one. I'm going to say Elvis, like young Elvis that didn't die on the toilet. There's a reason for that, actually, because at a Comic-Con, there was this, I love all Comic-Con people, everything. And people really put in great effort. This guy dressed up as Johnny Bravo, and he kind of kept coming over and talking to me and hugging me and stuff. And I was there for trying to get like interviews for the podcast and things. And it really, really creeped me out. So now I think of Johnny Bravo, I think of that guy. So I can't favour with Johnny Bravo.
I really wish Elvis Presley would come over and kick this guy's ass.
Yeah, basically. Excuse me. I had a frog in my throat then. But I'd still say Elvis. He'd give his hips a swivel and probably bounce him away.
Well, I'm going to go with Elvis as well, because Elvis was in the army.
Oh, yeah. That was also a good thing.
You could both fuck off. Johnny Bravo for me. Yeah.
Any particular reason? Did you like him?
Just fucking love. I used to love it when I was a kid. It really made me laugh. And he knows karate.
He does know karate. I forgot he knew karate. Oh.
Hey, brother.
Hey, pretty lady.
Who's that handsome man over there? Oh, it's me.
I'm sorry you had a horrendous experience at a Comic-Con with a but that's not the Johnny Bravo. That was obviously a twat.
Well, in that case, then Johnny Bravo. No, I'll stick with Elvis, but still, yeah.
Isn't that known as sexual harassment?
Yeah. Sadly, I didn't report it, but I got away.
Good, that's the main. As long as you're safe and you're okay, you escape.
I am. I'm fine.
Good. But it's Johnny Bravo for me.
Yeah. But if you'd seen this guy, his cosplay was not very good at all. But anyway, we'll move on. Moving on.
And now, these
hear that?
Yeah, I hope you listen to this show. Your Johnny Bravo cosplay shit, mate.
Sorry.
So these last three have come from the legend of our communities, Mr. Graham Arnold.
Hey, I love Graham.
We love Graham. So we've got Jar Jar Binks versus Forrest Gump.
I'm just such a giggler. I'm sorry, but oh god, you got somebody. Well, is it Forrest Gump when he can walk properly, or
we'll go for a proper Forrest Gump. We won't go with disabled child Forrest Gump.
Okay, because life is like a box of chocolates. I think, with all the things that Forrest Gump had to go through as a child, it would have built up such a fighting attitude that, when he needs to, he's going to win, So he's... I'm trying to make this up on the fly. You can really tell that, can't you? So basically, he's going to be the winner because he is just going to be so damn willing to win.
I like that. I like determination alone.
Yeah, determination. I think that was the word I was looking for, rather than willing to win.
Well, he did stand up to the Black Panthers, if memory serves, in that movie, so he's got a pair of balls on him.
He does, yeah. He's kind-hearted as well, because obviously, he's got his chocolates for his mum. But, yeah.
This is
I
tough.
think, yeah.
I think I'm going to go with Forrest, just because he's got that determination in him.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing Tom might not even know who Jar Jar Binks is.
Me no like Jar Jar? No,
hey, he does.
He does.
Isn't he a massive prick that no one likes?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
And he has floppy ears and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I've seen him. I don't watch Star Wars, but I'm going to say Forrest Gump because he wasn't in the army or the summit or other.
He was in the army, yeah. Fought in
and isn't Jar Jar an idiot that no one likes? Yeah, so
pretty
there
much.
You go. So Jar Jar go bye-bye.
Now, this one obviously this was a special request from Graham. Obviously, Tom, I don't know if you're going to be able to contribute much to this one because I don't even know if you're going to know who these are. But Graham has asked who would win in a special Royal Rumble amongst the comic book men. So we've got Ming, Mike, Walt, Brian, and Kev.
Oh, Kev's there as well, is he?
Yeah, we'll
I'd say Brian Johnson.
You're going Brian?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I said Ming just because I think he'd find that way to sneakily win at the end just to prove everyone wrong. Yeah,
he is wily. Mike can be quite feisty as well. Because I'm thinking physical fight rather than, sneak under the radar sort of thing, or hide in a cupboard until the end when everyone else is dead and popping out, which is what I think of Ming.
Ming would do that, yeah.
Doing. Yeah. I think Walt would probably, hands down, just be like, nah, and walk off.
Walt would just walk off, not give a shit.
Kev would be too stoned to get off his chair. So the fight really would be only between Brian Johnson, Mike, and Ming. Sorry, I didn't double name the last two, but I do know their names, but I just couldn't think of them. But yeah, I think it would be a very good fight. I think that Ming would probably be trying to get in between Mike and Brian Johnson to stop the fight. And I'm putting a lot of thought into this. Protecting Mike because of that, gay relationship that they have, even though inverted commas is not real. And so he'd be protecting Mike. Mike would get annoyed and probably fling him off. And then he would fall into a cupboard somewhere. So that's where he's in the cupboard now. then it would be the battle between those two. And
Brian.
Yeah, Brian would end up winning because he's Brian Johnson.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
I'll go with that. Yeah.
I put a lot of thought into that.
I like that.
Yeah.
The last one from Graham, he's not really given any context as to how this works, but I thought we'd throw it out there and see if either of you can come up with an idea. He said, "You suck," and talking codswallop. So I'm going to guess that's every member from both teams.
Yep.
Versus happy hour at Big Dick's Halfway In. I'm not really sure how he means this. So my head was it's a bar completely full of pissed people because it's happy hour versus all of us in a fight.
Or is it a fight that we're at the bar and we've got to fight to drink the alcohol?
Yeah, or is it a drinking contest?
I think we're going to go...
We're all working behind the bar and we've got to try and keep up with all the fucking orders.
No, I think it's a drinking contest.
The answer to all of those questions is Tom Bruno.
Whiteley's out. He's having one whiskey and he's gone. He's completely whiteleyed.
Whiteley would be the first one down.
No, James would be the first one down because he doesn't drink.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. So James straight away because he won't even. Yeah, he won't even. He'll be on the water, and he might even win.
Yeah, well, he'll be there going, "Oh, can I have a coffee?"
Is that your James impression?
No, that was a really bad James impression. Normally I do a better one. He's from Yorkshire, so that was nothing like Yorkshire accent. But yes, he does like his coffee. So in that sense, he would be the last one standing if he was allowed to drink coffee. But if it's alcohol, then he would probably tap out at the first go.
Yeah. Alex is definitely gone.
Yeah.
I'm not much of a drinker, so I'm probably out.
I'm quite a big drinker, so I reckon I'd be up there in the fight, in the in the win.
You and Tom. I don't really know what Shane and Lucy are like. I know Lucy likes a gin. But I don't know about Shane, actually. I wouldn't like to judge and think he's either an alcoholic or a stone cold sober. So
I think I remember him talking about having beverages on the weekly bazaar. So.
Maybe.
But the answer is Tom Bruno.
It's Tom Bruno. He's just going to start snorting. He's going to start snorting coke off the bar, and he's off.
Yeah, absolutely fine. I think Gemma will come second. I think Lucy will be up there.
Yeah.
Either way, our team wins. That's all that matters.
You second Codswallop wins. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all that matters. All right. Last couple of things. This one is very random. A good friend of mine messaged me, sent me a clip from Family Guy. And he was like, please, please, please discuss this on your show. And I thought this could be quite funny, actually. I don't know if you've seen the episode where the guys decide to start their own podcast.
No, I haven't.
Have you seen it, Tom? Tom?
I said no.
I didn't.
Oh, we didn't hear you. Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. Must be my internet connection. So go on.
Basically, the guys start their own podcast, and Peter turns around to him and goes, "So, how many fourth graders do you reckon you could take in a fight?" So I translated this to English, which is year 5, 9 to 10-year-olds. So he was like, "You against 100 kids, you're gonna lose. Let's be honest, there's 100 of them. So how many kids do you reckon you could take in a fight?" And I thought that was fucking brilliant. So Tom, how many kids do you reckon you could take in a fight?
Mate, this is quite a weird question to ask. Because why am I at school to begin with? When I'm 32 years of age, and I'm, gonna.
You're walking past the school as they're leaving. They're rowdy bastards. They started on you.
As all 9 and 10-year-olds do.
Yeah, Fantasyland.
I thought they were more bothered about spinning and playing on scooters. Or consoles. Oh my god, this is really difficult because I don't know. It's the real answer, because I've never imagined that I'd ever be in a situation where I'd have to fight 9 to 10-year-olds. It's not something I think about on the regular.
Tell you don't get public transport at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
No, I used to. Truthfully, if it's just messing about, 20.
20.
Yeah, fuck it, 20.
Tom reckons he can take 20 kids in a fight. Love it. How about you, Gemma?
Well, my answer was going to be 22. Not 22, but 20 as well. Okay. Because I was thinking that, well, if you just deal with the first kid at the beginning of the crowd of them that are coming towards you, and just take its phone away from him and push him over, then all the other kids, because they're all like looking at their phones, they're all going to fall over, and they're not going to die because I can't kill kids, but yeah, they will all fall over and be like a little bit bezuzzled, and yeah.
I fucking love that answer.
To be fair, Gemma's made a great point there. They'll all be fucking filming it, won't they? They'll all be too busy filming it, Instagramming it, Facebook, whatever the fuck the kids do these days, TikTok bollocks.
TikToking it, yeah.
Yeah, they'll probably TikToking it. Like, they'll probably be dancing with their arm, whatever the fuck. So we could probably take out quite a few.
Yeah.
Just go with how we were kids. Did you ever do that thing where you'd swing your arms forever and never stop and then walk towards people?
Yes.
Yeah. So we'd be doing that because they won't have a clue. They're like typing on their phones. Was come in with like flailing arms. So I reckon 100 odd. Yeah. The entire fucking school.
I'll take on the fucking year 4s as well. Oh, fucking love that. Yeah, I'm going to agree. I'm going for like 100 odd. Just go swinging. Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, because I'll be too busy TikToking and Instagramming and Twittering and Snapchatting and God knows whatever fucking us kids do these days. So,
see, you thought that question was weird, but it got great answers.
It's that, or they'll be in like a safe space or something. No, I don't fucking know.
I want to raise my number to 100 as well because I don't want to be the only person who can only do 20.
I love how to get like a serious conversation now.
I know, right?
Yeah. There'll be fucking blueprints and maps next, and we'll all be working out how we're going to do this.
Yeah, as soon as the schools go back, we'll put face masks on, by which I mean not the beautiful ones. Or we could do that. We could all go out in face packs. Not the black nice one, but... It does seem inappropriate to me. Sorry, going to talk about beauty tips now. But, you've got the, like, face masks and things like that, like, for beauty and making your skin look beautiful and everything. But they have got a charcoal one. Yeah. Surely that is classed as having blackface.
It's a fair one way of getting around it if you wanted to do blackface. Just say, no, it's just a beauty mask, mate.
Yeah. But yeah, I really girlified
it's a very good point.
I just really girlified this podcast then, didn't I? Sorry.
No, I know what you meant. It's fine.
I just thought you were a League of Gentlemen fan to want Papa Lazarus. So
I never liked that programme.
Oh, right.
I didn't either.
This interview is over. You can all fuck off. I've never understood people, right, where you go, I absolutely love that show. They turn around and go, why, it's fucking shit like that music. What's that? Fucking wank. Oh, you know what? Now you've mentioned it, fucking hell, I'll never listen to it over again.
Oh, God.
Don't get it why people do that. Don't understand it. Everyone that listens to this, stop fucking doing that to people you know. They like the rich stuff for a reason. It'd be boring if we all like the same thing. Anyway, please continue.
Yep. No, right. I hands down agree with that, but also I agree that I don't like it.
Well, that's fair enough.
I love Tom
love
Hanks. They're the best.
Lovely gentlemen.
Yeah. No.
Right. Before we get out of here, we do every guest. We like to ask this question, and we like to get opinions on our previous fight. So, Gemma, who would win between Groot and Scorpina from the Power Rangers? If you know who the fuck she is.
I don't, but I'm just going to class her as a Power Ranger. But I'm still going to go with Groot anyway, because Groot is I'm sorry, Tom.
I understand.
But Groot is one of my favourites, and you know, he can grow. He can grow his leaves, and I don't really need to go into why he's going to win, but he's going to win. You covered that last week.
But to be fair, Scorpina won. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah. I did listen. I promise. No.
No.
But
thank you so fucking much for coming on, Gemma. I really appreciate this. We were saying for a while we were going to get you on, and we did.
Yep. Yay!
Before we get out of here, though, plug all of your shit.
What? Literally, like with a cork.
Hey, we're not talking about bedroom antics here.
Well, as I said at the beginning of the show, my podcast is called Talking Codswallop, and you can find it on pretty much all of the podcast apps, apart from SoundCloud, because it costs a load more money, and I haven't got the money for it. But yeah, so yeah, go and check us out. But on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, we're at Codswallop Pod. So follow us and join the Salty Tadpoles and be one of us. One of us. One of us.
Yeah. I will be there.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gemma.
You're absolutely welcome, and thank you ever so much for letting me play.
An absolute pleasure. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.